Two German teenagers were detained at an airport in Honolulu, Hawaii, entering the United States. And they were detained for days, given prison uniforms, forced to sleep on moldy mattresses, warned by guards not to eat expired food because they couldn't guarantee the freshness of any of it. And then ultimately, the two women were deported back to Germany. The reason that these two women were deported under the Trump administration's policies by ICE, they were deported because they were going to be in Honolulu for 5 weeks exploring, and they hadn't made hotel accommodations for the entirety of their stay. Now, initial reports said that these women did not have hotel reservations. But when you dig into the story a little bit, it's, oh no, they had hotel reservations, just not for the entire 5 weeks because they didn't know what part of the islands they were going to be on. And they were just going to make reservations as they traveled across Hawaii. These two young women, again, teenagers, they had just graduated from high school, so they went on a little bit of a world tour. They had gone to Thailand. They had gone to, where else? New Zealand. Then they made their way over to Hawaii. And that, of course, is when Donald Trump's policy said, no, it's super suspicious that you don't have 5 weeks of hotel reservations booked in advance, because that's how long they were going to be there, 5 weeks. They had already been approved to come into the country. They both had valid travel authorizations through the electronic system for travel authorization, the ESTA. So they had done everything legal, everything that they needed to do, but ICE kept these women, as soon as they got off the plane, saying it is suspicious that you don't have 5 weeks of hotels booked, and therefore we think you're here to do something illegal. So we're going to arrest you because we think that if we don't, you might go commit a crime. So that's pre-crime, right? I mean, that's Minority Report stuff. We're now arresting people and deporting them, giving them the punishment before the crime. And again, there was no guarantee there was going to be a crime. In fact, we can guarantee that these women were not going to commit crimes. They had graduated high school, and before they went to university, they decided, you know what, we have the means to do it. Let's travel the world. After they left Hawaii, they were supposed to go to California. They had travel plans. So ICE telling us, like, well, these women clearly were aimless. They had no idea what. No, they had a set agenda. Where they were going, how long they were going to be there. They had the authorization to do it. But ICE treated them like hardened criminals that had just escaped from jail and sent them back to Germany after days in detention, where they said that, of course, they were around actual real criminals and they felt threatened the entire time. As I talked about last week, analysis from Goldman Sachs shows that the United States is going to lose tens of billions, if not over $100 billion, due to the loss of foreign tourism just this year. Like, this is already happening. We've already seen tens of billions of dollars gone, and we will continue to see that throughout the year. Except at this point, I think those numbers are undercounting, because stories like this are not going to make more people across the globe say, you know what, I want to go to the United States. It's literally going to do the opposite. People are going to see stories like this, and even though they have not committed crimes, they're not coming here to commit crimes, they have the money to come here, they're going to say, we're not going to do it. We're not even going to take the risk. And for the record, no, these are not the first two individuals that ICE has wrongfully detained and sent back to their country for being tourists. This is actually becoming a trend in the United States right now. So I wouldn't blame anyone outside of our borders for not wanting to come into this country. It's not worth the risk at this point. And yes, our country will suffer from that. We're going to be suffering from the tariffs. We're going to be suffering from the mass deportations, taking away all of this labor that businesses love to exploit. We're going to be suffering from the loss of tourism. We're suffering from the losses of jobs of the people who are getting laid off at the federal government. There's just literally nothing but suffering at this point. And it's all because of Donald Trump's policies. 100% of this bullcrap is all because of Donald Trump's policies. And an honorable mention definitely has to go to the Republicans in the House and Senate, who may talk a big game about, oh, we don't like it,